Today's intro is going to be done by our special guest. My name is Thanos. Where are the Infinity Gems? Fuck off. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
No manners.
See, this is the problem we have on a day-to-day basis where we just have like fans sneaking into a recording session.
Dawn of discussion.
Let's
We're
be
so
honest.
terrible.
Let's be honest. We've hit like
Rock bottom.
rock bottom as far as jokes go. Welcome to Dawn of Discussion, where the jokes don't matter and the points aren't good.
If anyone knows what that means, you get a gold star, my friend. Or know where that's from. Oh my god, all call outs right there, bro. The memories came rushing back of the greats. Oh god. Oh, I love that show.
See, no, we definitely need Drew Carey to be like a guest.
Oh, I'd love. We need to make our own Whose Line Is It Anyway show.
Dude, we got some friends.
Yeah.
We'll just invite them. We'll do it.
We'll do something.
We'll do something.
All right.
It's a promise.
Okay.
On a serious note,
Today's episode. So the last few episodes, we're not gonna lie, we've been kind of bashing Warner Brothers in terms of their poor handling of DC content.
pretty.
So we're gonna take this episode to do some sort of Warner Brothers pampering, I guess you could say. Not pampering, but
No,
praising.
Praising. They
Because
deserve some.
they
praise.
have. Let me put it this way, as I was just saying to Ron. They were Disney before Disney was Disney. In the sense
Basically.
that they had Lord of the Rings,
Mm.
which was possibly, perhaps, well,
One of the
technically
big-
it was MGM, but Warner Brothers was a big contributor to it,
Yeah.
and now they own the rights to Lord of the Rings.
But also, like that was probably one of the big. This probably is one of the biggest franchises in
Yeah.
the world.
And considering it's one of the very few major blockbusters to ever win an Academy Award for Best Picture. Most of them are the ones that usually aren't major blockbuster movies. Also, they did the original 12. Was it 12? No, not 12 Harry Potter movies. What was it? How many?
No,
was
like
it?
8.
8 movies. Yeah, 8 movies. That's right. Because I don't know why I keep thinking of 12. But they had the original 8 Harry Potter movies, which were all very good. Like, not one of them was actually bad. That's the amazing thing.
I mean, I
about it.
got bored at some of them.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, some of them weren't. Like, there were some that were definitely better than others. But that's the thing. Like, it was consistently
Yeah.
good and well made, and it was impressive.
especially like as far as production design goes.
Yeah.
As far as
acting as well was.
effects as well.
Yeah, it was.
Especially the first one, for when you think about like the time that it came out. I think because that was like the early 2000s, which was the early 2000s, late 90s was notorious for being the period of like the worst CG effects ever made.
Yeah. And I think the thing is as well, you have to remember, the reason why it was probably so good is because it still heavily relied on practical effects.
Oh yeah.
And that's honestly one of the reasons why I think it holds up so... Because that's the thing. You could sit down and watch any of the 8 and would still find an enjoyable experience from it.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
The thing. And,
But like I think the castle is like the biggest highlight because
yeah.
first of all,
Hogwarts
they had a physical model of it, right?
Yeah.
But there were actually a couple of like churches and castles in mostly Scotland, I think,
Yeah.
where they actually shot the thing so it looks more like real for
Yeah.
what it is. And the most insane thing is those were used as sets. They didn't build any set for in the castle. So everything you see there exists in real life, like a couple of kilometers away from each other, yet it fits together so perfectly.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. Hogwarts in itself as a school is its own character. It played such
for
a
sure.
major part throughout the... It's one of the very few film series that returns to the major set piece of the movies in
Yeah,
terms
every
of
film.
setting every film. It's Hogwarts the school. Except for sort of the part 1 of the last 2, it wasn't featured nearly as much,
No.
but it made up for the fact that the final big conclusion battle was at Hogwarts.
Yeah,
That's
which couldn't have been any different.
Yeah, exactly. It had to be there. And it was so well made. And like I said, Warner Brothers was Disney before before Disney was Disney.
Mm.
In terms of like people praise the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A lot of its inspiration probably came from how well Harry Potter was done. There was
Probably, yeah.
8 movies. I think the reason I'm thinking 12 is because it was probably over the span of 12 years, roughly.
Yeah, that sounds
Because it
about
was
right.
probably about every 2 years a movie, probably.
Something
Roughly
like that.
something like that. I think.
But like the thing, I mean, obviously for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's slightly different because that's more like it's a franchise with a lot of films, but because they're branch out and then back together,
yeah,
and then
it's
then
not
out
a
again.
continuous story. It's different.
But still,
stories
like
that
when you
intersect.
think about like the franchise that Warner Brothers had over the years, you know, Lord of the Rings, my God. Obviously, The Hobbit, much less, my God, but still
not like the last one was I actually liked The Unexpected Journey, which I did not expect to do. Not liked, but I enjoyed.
Maybe
it.
that was your unexpected journey.
And the second one, Desolation of Smaug, I thought was at least
It was
enjoyable.
okay.
It was okay. It was a fun film.
Battle of Five Armies was not good.
Oh no, that was terrible.
That was
that
crap.
one I watched and thought the first one was good, the second one was okay, the third one is horrible.
Yeah.
It got worse as it went on.
Yeah.
Which was annoying.
But the first one was quite wholesome.
Yeah,
in a way,
it was.
you
It
know?
felt like it was continuing the Lord of the Rings series.
I mean, yes, it felt more like there was a childlike atmosphere to it, but that's something that I very much appreciated about it as well.
I appreciate it.
Because of The Hobbit as a book, I mean, I thought it was a children's book. Apparently, it's not. But still, like, it felt to me like it could be a children's story, essentially.
Yeah.
So I think it's great that the film was able to reflect this.
Yeah.
It's just a problem of like shooting 3 films back to back that doesn't work that well. But basically, when you think about Warner Brothers as well, there's like, I don't know, there's like...
No, I'm just ready to watch one film and see if it was made by them.
Was Men in Black made by Warner Brothers?
I don't think so.
No, that's Sony, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Sony's gonna get their own thing eventually.
Also, I never knew this. What is it? Men in Black was a Marvel comic book.
Oh yeah, I knew.
I never knew that.
The thing is, obviously, like the story of the films is slightly different than the comic books because the
Yeah.
comic books is more general, like about the Men in Black.
I imagine it would be. Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of the Marvel properties that went to Sony.
Yeah.
There you go.
Also, I don't think you enjoyed it, but I certainly still did. Was the 2014 Godzilla,
Yeah, it was alright.
and then Kong Skull Island, which I still thoroughly enjoyed.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. Like in terms of the cinematic universes, what are going into, they've gotten 3 thus far. They've got DC, which is being completely outclassed by Marvel. Let's be honest,
Yeah.
and I don't want it to be. I'm a big DC fan, but it is just sad. It has Fantastic Beasts. The first one was, it wasn't bad, but compared to the original 8, it was when you compare it to the original 8, it was just nowhere near on the same quality level. But it was one of those things where I still watched it and thought, I could still sit down and enjoy it on an afternoon. Not paying attention to it that much, of course.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's a film that I actually enjoy leaving on in the background while I write, because there's some comedic moments I go, and then I'm just going,
I thought the film, like basically for me, it's like the film was so bad. My parents didn't even like it, and they're huge like Harry Potter fans. So that's basically saying it all for me.
Yeah, fair enough. And then what else? And they have all the Monster Universe stuff now, not Dark Universe, Universal Monster Universe with vampires and werewolves and shit, but Godzilla, King Kong. And depending on how Godzilla 2 goes, which is Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is going to feature Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah, if that goes very well, Mothra and Rodan may very well get their own movies, which would be interesting to see. But we got some images of Godzilla King of the Monsters, and one of it is just Godzilla in water just looking up using his atomic breath in some massive, like, apparently some people theorizing it's a call to arms kind of thing, and calling Mothra and Rodan to help him to fight Ghidorah. Obviously, the 2 movies they've confirmed after Kong Skull Island was Godzilla King of the Monsters, which would be the next one, which comes out next year, and then the following year after that is Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Right, because they got to do that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got to have which I think kind of everyone can kind of go, it's going to be a little bit like Dawn of Justice, since they fight, big threat comes, they go, turn,
Yeah.
fight the big threat. They look at each other for a second and go, and then they go their separate ways.
Also, it's going to take 2 hours before the titular fight actually happens.
Maybe not that part.
I don't know.
We'll see. Though.
We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, at the moment, I think out of the 3 properties they've got in terms of universes going, I think the Monster universe is doing the best in terms of just how people have, people, especially after Kong Skull Island, there was such a warm, like, oh, okay, this actually feels like it could be really good. Justice League was sort of a redeemer, and everyone's going, okay, you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But Fantastic Beasts 2, whatever, the Crimes of Grindelwald, I feel like that's one where everyone's still going, yeah, we're still not 100% behind this yet.
No, I'm not.
The one thing Warner Brothers has confirmed, and I'm withholding judgment until I see it, is the Lord of the Rings Amazon Prime original series.
I just don't know why.
I don't know why, but I'm curious to see it. The one thing that bothers me is apparently it's meant to be like Aragorn's story before Lord of the Rings happens, even.
That could work.
Which it could, but I'd rather see something new and original.
Yeah,
because it's a very big universe. Like
it's true, and they've only
scratched the surface of because
yeah.
Let me put it this way: in terms of everything, Lord of the Rings is very comparable to Star Wars in the sense that the original trilogy / prequels, everything else happens, and obviously you have that with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. But there's so much that happens before. There's the Sith Wars, there's the other Dark Lords and everything like that in Lord of the Rings. There's so little touched. You could make so many original films from that stuff that it would be great to see it. That's what I want to see. I want to see new original things pop up from these universes.
A friend of mine who's a huge Tolkien fan said that they really should make a TV show based on the Silmarillion, and then make it in the style of the book, so slow and really have to get there just to see who the real true fans are who actually want to go with it. The last part, I don't know if I agree with.
No, I think if you're going to do it, it'd be similar to how Game of Thrones is doing it, is that you take some creative liberties, but you do it in a purpose of how it suits the narrative for, it's TV, it's not a fucking book.
Whatever they do, I think they still should do it, because there are some stories in there that they can, maybe some of them that they can't bring to screen, and that's fine. But there's a couple of them that work, and you could just have an anthology TV show.
Yeah.
Like a Lord of the Rings Black Mirror.
Yeah, definitely.
But without the technology and more like witchcraft.
Yeah. That would definitely be something to see, because I think if they do it from Aragorn, the way they're going to do it is they're going to structure that he meets Arwen. And it's about how the first 2 kind of fell in love with each other.
Yeah, that's not particularly interesting.
No, it's not. But they're also probably going to do how Legolas and Aragorn first met, because I think they had already met prior to the original movie. Which would be interesting to see how the 2
would be cool, yeah.
So, because that's the thing, the reason why I'm a little not on board with Aragorn being the main focus is because I think there's not much I can think of that he's done that's interesting, in my opinion.
He was a king.
Before the movie?
Oh, no. Well, I don't know. I
know he's the heir, but it was one of those things where he was, he was almost whisked away before anyone could kill him, kind of thing. I got.
It's more to me it felt like.
FYI, it's the way I feel. It's more like Jon Snow. But I don't feel like it'd be as interesting as Jon Snow. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't known. Don't Google what is Jon Snow if you haven't figured it out yet. But anyway.
I can guarantee you won't find the answer.
You'd be surprised.
But in any case, what I kind of always kind of interpreted it as is that he knew that he was the heir. He just kind of ran away from it.
Yeah.
Because he did make himself essentially a nomadic mercenary.
Yeah, because I think the show would almost have to take on, in my mind, a bit of an ensemble piece.
Yes.
With him and a group of people who he's
yeah.
If you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons, it'd be like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, where it's you and a group of people basically going through a series of adventures. Saying this because I've only just recently started playing Dungeons and Dragons, I know.
There you go.
It's pretty fucking sad that I've even gotten nerdy.
It's pretty good though, isn't it?
It's so much fun. Seriously, I recommend it to anyone who thinks they're a nerd, because you're not until you've played it at least once.
It's pretty good. I mean, obviously, the only way you can really play it is you actually have a people to play with.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is why I haven't done it in years. But damn, it is funny as hell.
Because the amount of shit some people do, and you're just don't fucking wow.
I'm going.
And then everyone's dead, and you're like, and there's no respawn. I'm gonna put that out there. You're dead. You're dead. It's really fun.
And then someone just goes I'm gonna cast a fireball, and they go but your magic is water based. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna cast a fireball.
Sure.
Roll 18. 1.
And it works perfectly well.
1. Oh, what the fuck did you expect?
Natural 1. It's just pissing water.
Yeah, it's just
And
a
then
bit of
it's like,
steam.
then it's the other versions like, I cast fireball. You're a fighter. You're swords. I cast fireball. Fine. Natural 20. What the fuck? And then, like, he kills the guy. You're like, you just got the dungeon master going, the fuck happened?
I can't unallow this.
FYI, I think they've confirmed. I'm not sure. I think even maybe Warner Brothers is doing. I'm not entirely sure that they're doing a Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Well, there's been one before.
I know, but I think
it's
they're doing
crap.
another one. I think they're doing another one. It'll be interesting because I think the thing is, fantasy might see a bit of resurgence, especially after Game
Maybe.
of Thrones. Because you see, Game of Thrones comes out, then Lord of the Rings on Amazon Prime, then the Witcher series is just going to be on Netflix. Fantasy is getting a resurgence.
For sure.
It had died after Lord of the Rings, to be honest. It just, no one had seen anything fantasy or anything good that was fantasy.
I mean, Harry Potter is fantasy.
It's fantasy / pseudo-realistic, I guess you could say. No, not pseudo-realistic.
I mean, it's still fantasy. I mean,
it
trolls, goblins.
I'll say it's not purest fantasy set in some faraway world that doesn't exist.
Yeah, fair enough. But like,
it's not purest fantasy. It's fantasy in a realistic world. How about that?
I mean, you're right, because like Star Wars only came back like just under 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
And it disappeared for what, like, over 10 years.
Something like that, yeah.
2003, so about 12 years. It vanished off the face of the earth. And Lord of the Rings, Return of the King was, 2003? And Lord of the Rings, apparently the show comes out next year, so that's...
I mean, there's The Hobbit, though.
Years. Oh, yeah, The Hobbit, that's right. That was a few...
Which was like 20...
Yeah, 2013, 2012 to 13.
2012, yeah.
14, something like that, yeah. But, so, okay, there we go, never mind. Still roughly around 10 years.
Yeah.
For that, so... It's interesting how some of the stuff is really coming back. Also, I feel like part of it was what was it? Also because Stranger Things, oddly enough, if you've seen it, because the guys in Stranger Things the kids are really nerdy and they are playing Dungeons and Dragons in literally the first episode of it. FYI, if you have not seen it, watch
actually, most of the story is kind of like the way they go about the story is kind of based on Dungeons and Dragons in a way as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
But FYI, if you have not seen Stranger Things, watch it. It's seriously, I think, the best TV show in a few years. A new original TV show in a few years.
I think I didn't like the first season for some reason. It just didn't connect with me. The second season, however, for some reason, I liked a lot.
Okay, interesting.
But I don't know. I feel like maybe because people kept saying to me that like it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
I was just kind of unimpressed by it, but just kind of like, well, I've kind of seen some of the things before.
Yeah.
But the second season was really good.
Sort of off topic of everything. Did you watch the Netflix original? Not original, because it had already been a TV series before this. Lost in Space.
I haven't know.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not great, but it's still it was. I went into it thinking I wouldn't like it because I also watched the original TV show from like the 1960s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch that compared to now, it would not be nearly as good.
Right.
But it's one of those things where the show's actually really interesting. It's a fun show, actually. We're filled with a lot of very interesting, well-written characters, I think.
There you go.
The way they act. But anyway, back onto Warner Brothers and just everything else they're doing. I think the thing is, the way it's always sort of structured is Warner Brothers has always been, in my opinion, Disney's biggest competitor.
Well, I mean, it was because Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Looney Tunes.
Remember Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's still like one of the best fucking animation films in the world.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And
still can't believe they made it as well. Like, that's a kind of like, because that arguably is a more ambitious crossover than Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Yeah, absolutely. So, wow. And it just, also, what was it? Roddy and Bullwinkle? Whatever it was called?
Not sure.
I can't remember. If anyone remembers it, it was a similar thing where it was like two animated characters that were in the real world. Similar to how they did it with Looney Tunes as well. That's the thing. Warner Brothers, I honestly, oddly enough, feel like the thing Warner Brothers should probably do is step away from all their cinematic universe stuff and probably focus on their Looney Tunes.
Make a Looney Tunes cinematic universe.
Fuck it.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I'd watch it. It obviously doesn't have to be like big and epic, but just like an ensemble, or not ensemble, but a series of films where it's just comedy kids films about them.
For sure.
Because I think that's the thing, is that's the one thing no one's doing yet, is no one's doing massive amounts of animated films all within the same universe, which Warner Brothers could do because they've got
I mean,
the material for
they
it.
do it with the DC animated films, kind of.
They do it, yeah, but not with
But they're just not that good.
But also the other thing is they're not cinematically released. I feel like Looney Tunes films would be cinematically
true.
released. Because they would be, like, if they're well done to the level of Pixar, they could get away with doing it. Like, that's the thing. Warner Brothers could do it. They've got a good animation department.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I would too. But I think Warner Brothers does feel like the current modern day biggest version of the fallen from grace. They gave us Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and so many other greats, and they're doing all the Bond films now and everything. And just everything, when Disney started just producing stuff, everything else just completely went to shit. Even Universal, which has probably been third for the longest time in terms of the pecking order, is now doing better than Warner Brothers with Fast and Furious. And the Jurassic series, which is doing pretty strong at the moment. I haven't seen Fallen Kingdom yet. I want to fucking see it because I really like the first crap. Yeah, from what I've heard. But I'm still going to go and see it. I mean, I watched Jurassic Park 3 and that was crap, and I still enjoy it.
Fair enough. There you go.
But, because I think that's the thing. If you looked at the pecking order, the way it goes is Disney's at the top at the moment. That's abundantly clear. Second place is a little harder to pick, but I feel like Universal's probably just edging into it ahead.
Probably.
Then it goes Warner Brothers. Then possibly it's a tie between Paramount and 20th Century Fox. Because Paramount does have Transformers.
Yeah, sure.
And Star Trek.
Right.
And 20th Century Fox has what? X-Men?
Yeah.
And that's it, really, at the moment. And Alien. And Predator.
Yeah.
But,
they actually have quite a bit of things.
But they've not done much with it at the moment.
But they're going to go straight to the top in a bit. Because of Disney buying them,
How to jump fucking queue. Get bought by Disney 101.
I can imagine like a queue of like a bunch of people, and then Disney just turn around and just go like, "Hey, Fox, get over here."
It's like, yeah.
Here's some
it's
money.
It's like someone walks up and it's just like pulls a ticket out and they go sit down. And then it's a Disney logo comes up, number 174. That's me. 20th Century Fox, please go down to the door on the left. And then it just goes in, it opens, it goes, and then it comes out, it's like, everything is perfectly fine. Disney is a wonderful corporation. You should all be bought by them. It's just like Warner Brothers and Paramount and all of them are going,
see,
fuck happened to 20th Century Fox?
I imagine it's just like Disney being this huge, like, fat characters on, just going like,
and smoking a cigar in like a giant.
Hey Fox, here's money, and Fox is like, I'm ready. And then
ready.
Disney's like, I know you are.
And just everyone else.
It becomes one.
That would be such a fun. I really want someone now to do some like weird.
We could start write some sketches.
Yeah, but like I feel like it'd have to be like a really well done one where it's almost like it'd just be like people in a sewer with the Warner Brothers logo and then all the others, and then just they hear. They turn around, it's this big rolling mass, and it's Disney going, I must feed. And Disney go, they all run. And of course, 20th Century Fox is the black guy, and he just slips and is like, no, leave him. And they
go on without me. Okay. No, I didn't mean that.
Come back.
Okay.
And just it's Disney going, I must feed. And just grab him. More, just slowly making.
And then there's this blonde girl going like, oh my god, this is terrible, it's probably Paramount or something, and then everyone else is going like, oh fuck, she's next. We're out of here.
No, because that's the thing, Warner Bros. And Paramount have worked quite closely together before.
Yeah,
so they would be like the couple.
Sony though, Disney would buy Sony.
Yeah, so the way it would probably work is the protagonists of the film are Warner Brothers and Paramount. So Paramount's the blonde, like, attractive girl, and Warner Brothers is like, the cool guy. And then 20th Century Fox is the black guy that has to die first. What a weird topic we've gone into. And then after that, Sony would be the next one. He's like the nerdy stoner guy.
Oh yeah.
That fits so perfectly. For
There
some
you go.
reason. And then after that, it's Universal, who's probably like the jock.
Yeah.
Who feels like he can take it on, and then he
Like-
just gets eaten as
Like
well.
as Disney is approaching Sony, they're gonna like, heard you want Spider-Man bad.
Here, take him. And then pss, it's just this web, and it just comes out and it just takes her in.
And then Universal is going like, wanna make a Hulk movie? And me too.
And then afterwards, like, it's just like they're climbing out of the sewer, and this is Paramount trying to pull up fucking Warner Brothers, and then you just see, do you want to do a Marvel DC crossover? It's like, no, go on without me. It just pulls
No,
it in.
please, no.
And then it's the end of the film. It's all over. Somehow the monster's been killed. It's just, you know.
I don't think the monster can be killed.
No, but it's just Paramount going, everything's okay, everything's fine, and then you just see this monster emerge like, do you want to do a Star Trek Star Wars crossover? And it's just like, oh no! This was really good.
Yeah, there you go.
Someone in Hollywood, please make this happen.
And then they're hiding
That's-
somewhere as well, and like by the window, Disney comes up and just goes like, "You want to do a Transformers comic book?" And the guy like, "No, stay away."
And then the sequel is just like, this is where it gets good. It's just Disney is like, I have conquered film and television. And then this door comes crashing down. It's a guy with a chainsaw. It's going, "Darn. It's HBO. It's like, I don't think so, motherfucker." It's just guy in sunglasses
Of
with a
course.
cigarette. And it's like, next time it's Disney versus HBO. And it's just the clash, the TV giant versus
Yeah.
movie giant.
To be honest, HBO is fucking huge now as well.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it would almost be like a team up. No, the next movie, this is how it would work. It'd be like the monster movie. So it'd be Godzilla, which is HBO, and so Disney. And then the following one would be HBO versus Netflix. And the two are fighting, and then Disney just sort of emerges. And then they stop. It's like, we have to work together. It's like, I know, but after this, we're fighting.
Yeah.
Yes. And then they turn and take it on.
But after this, you're gonna get a TV license. No, I'm gonna get an online license. We'll talk about it later.
All right, we'll sort this out first. And Amazon Prime is just there to the side going, I'm not getting involved. I'm good, but I'm not that good yet.
I'll pick up the rest.
Yeah, I'll pick up whatever's left.
All right. Well,
How have we not found work in Hollywood?
no, it sounds fucking easy.
Oh, I really want to make this movie now. It'd be so
Let's
fucking
do it.
funny.
Let's do it.
I'm going to make this into a short film. We have to get the licensing, but I feel like it'd be easy once we pitch it to everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd
I
all
mean,
be- I
there's no
feel-
one who's gonna say no to this.
I feel, oddly enough, Disney would be the most on board going, fucking yes, because that is exactly what's going to happen. And just everyone going, yeah.
Yep, let's go.
Everyone else went, no, please no. It's like, you just accept it. It's happening. It's going to happen.
Our cinematic universe is gonna be the merging of cinematic universes. I think we felt we've come to a good point to take a break.
Yeah.
Our sponsor for today. Quick look at something and just
That's it for our sponsor.
That's for our sponsor. We're not always sponsored. We're not complete sellouts. So yeah, fan submitted questions of the day.
Right, so that's some good
That's
questions.
all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah.
Not bad.
There you go. There's your answer. Almost never. So, if you want to send us some questions, hit us up on Facebook or send your questions to donutdisc@gmail.com, and it will get lost in the many spam messages we get from porn sites, mostly.
Yeah.
Not sure why.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Warner Brothers.
Back onto it. What a weird side topic we went into. They're just,
I don't know why.
to be fair, once again, actually, no, this is, oh my god, I've just figured out exactly how you could make this. You just need to get the final fight scene. from Infinity War, and just like post all the studios images on it, and just Thanos is Disney, and then it's Universal with the accents. Just like it just has Jurassic Park and what else was it? Oh, Fast and Furious, and then it's like, I told you I'd kill you, and just you should have aimed for the head, and it's just like that.
Yeah.
And then just there's Infinity Stone, like all of them are just all the studios again. It's like, I have them all now. Fair, that meme was already being made, but now you know how exactly to do it perfectly.
And then, you know, the bit with Gamora there just going like, you know, did you find what you want? And then the face of Walt Disney on top of Thanos is kind of like, yes. And what did it cost? A lot.
Because
but not everything.
Vision is now 20th Century Fox, and it's like, and whoever's the president of 20th Century Fox has got to be fucking Wanda Maximoff. And like, no, Vision.
Man. Oh man, the fun we can have with this.
Oh, there's endless sources of just content here. So much good stuff.
God.
We love you, Disney, so much right now, just because of the memes you've actually given us because of this. Because that's the thing, as soon as, you know, Infinity War came out, everyone went, oh my god, Thanos is literally Disney.
Yeah, basically.
And every stone is literally everything else they want.
There you go. And like, that's the beautiful thing about it. It's like,
Marvel, 20th Century Fox, Star Wars, Walt Disney, Pixar. Forgot about Pixar. You always forget about Pixar.
It's true.
And then the sixth one is still yet to be named.
Fox.
Hmm?
Fox.
No, we already mentioned
Fox. Right. Well, DreamWorks is still up for grabs.
It's going to be DreamWorks. It'll be like everyone like, but we want cool animation stuff as well. It's like, no, you can have Illumination. Oh, that's a good one. For now. Fuck!
Is it though?
They're not bad.
Weren't they the ones who did Despicable Me and Minions?
Those weren't that bad, in my opinion.
Minions was...
Yeah, Minions was, but the first...
Despicable Me was quite good.
Yeah, the first Despicable Me was good. The second one was okay. Third one was...
I haven't actually seen the third one.
It's not that great.
I can't imagine it being good.
No, it's not that great. It's pretty rare, to be honest.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, the thing is, I don't know many other things that Warner Bros. Has actually done, but it's very likely that... Oh, actually, did they do The Matrix?
Let me double check.
There you go, because if they did, that would imply that they're pretty influential in a way. Because, like, that's the thing, is, like, often, like, I don't know that Warner Brothers made a particular film until I found out by, like, seeing the logo and stuff like that. And it does happen quite often. But then, obviously, I don't necessarily remember that Warner Brothers made that movie.
It was Warner Brothers.
There you go.
Distributed by Warner Brothers and Roadside Entertainment.
There you go.
Wow. So, I mean, yeah, actually, Warner Brothers was the king. It was the king between sort of 90s to early 2000s. They were on top of everything. No one could touch them, to be perfectly honest. Basically, and even then, mid-2000s, with all the Harry Potter stuff, like, that's when Marvel just started and Warner Brothers was still king. Too bad they didn't see the signs early enough of how good fucking, you know, Disney shit was going to be with all the other crap they were producing. But, you can't catch them all, I guess, in terms of sightings. But they really were they were the big dogs. You know? Oh, yeah. Nothing could compete. And before that, it was 20th Century Fox during the 80s with Aliens, with Predator. I mean, that's the thing. Every studio has its moment in time.
Oh, for sure.
And that's the thing. When Disney's Star Wars and Marvel Cinematic Universe end, someone else is going to take over.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, I suspect it might be Universal. Simply because I've got the thing is, I think if I were working at Universal, my method of thinking would be, let's stop Jurassic for the moment. Let's stop all of our cinematic universes at Fast and Furious. Let's keep doing that for the moment. It's working well. wait for all the Marvel stuff and Star Wars stuff to end. Then we're going to start releasing Jurassic, and we're going to do our Dark Universe with Dracula, the Werewolf,
The Mummy,
all that,
yeah.
and get them out there once it's over. Because people are going to be hungry for a new cinematic universe that's original.
Yeah.
In a sense, and that's the thing. If Universal waits patiently for Disney's stuff to end, they could snatch up.
They could own the market.
The next one. They could own the market. Because that's the thing, like we've just said, every studio has its moment in the limelight. Universal used to be a big one. Paramount was the first big one.
Mm.
Like, that's the thing. They all have their moments.
I actually looked up Warner Brothers real quick on Wikipedia as well. Apparently, pretty much every film ever made by Christopher Nolan is Warner Brothers.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Inception, Interstellar, Dunkirk.
Because, oddly enough, I think that's the thing Warner Brothers should do at the moment. It's just step away from the cinematic universe. I think that's what most studios should do. Step away from cinematic universes and franchises and just do standalone stuff.
They should just do a Christopher Nolan cinematic universe. Why not? Why not?
Fuck it.
Just do that.
Just say Dunkirk, Interstellar, no. Dunkirk, Inception. What else has he done?
Right. Are you going to type that into it?
Yeah, that would be hard to tie into it.
And the Prestige. You know? His cinematic universe is about crazy scientist magicians
So
from
you could
World War
set
II.
Memento, Dunkirk, Inception, possibly Insomnia, all in the same universe, and just say that's all part of the same universe. Because I think one director said all of his films, I think it was Stephen King, said all his books and everything take place in the same universe.
All of his books?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's pretty funny because I think pretty much every film that's been made from his book is owned by Warner Brothers, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Because also, once again, that was recent. I mean, yeah, Warner Brothers is doing quite well with standalone stuff that's maybe not original, but at least,
Also, the Lego Movie. Yeah. Obviously, because that's why there's DC superheroes in it and not Marvel heroes, is because it's Warner Brothers owned.
Yeah.
So obviously, like the Lego Batman movie as well, which is probably one of the better Batman movies released in cinema in the last couple of years.
Yeah, definitely.
If not last at least 10 years.
Yeah, because in 2008 was The Dark Knight, which I think is still heavily contested to be the best. But
yes, but I don't agree.
Yeah, fair enough.
So there you go.
Still, you're right enough in terms of the timeline.
I'll be honest, the story of the Lego Batman movie was better than in The Dark Knight.
No, I would. The only reason I say The Dark Knight possibly is a better Batman movie is mainly because they got the best Joker.
Yeah, but
the Batman in it
it's not good enough for me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I do agree. Is that I haven't seen the Lego Batman movie yet. I have to see.
Really?
It. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Dude, it's so good.
I don't doubt it.
The story is so amazing.
From what I could see, it was really good.
And when I once told you an idea I had for a DC comic book thing.
Oh yeah.
It's based on that.
Okay, yeah, cool, interesting. Yeah.
It's just you see what that means when they make a film that's so good that it inspires ideas.
Definitely, yeah. Because I think that's been my one constant criticism of Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. It's not Batman.
No.
It's never been Batman because he's just never been. He's never had that flair to him in a sense.
No.
He was a good Bruce Wayne, but no one goes to see a Batman movie for Bruce Wayne.
No, not me anyway.
Yeah. Whereas with Superman, well, obviously people go to the movie to see Superman. Clark Kent is still Superman enough for you to feel more satisfied.
Well, because in that sense, Clark Kent is much more important than Superman.
Clark Kent is more important to who he is,
and
Superman is more important to the franchise in a sense.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry. What else, Warner Bros. Have you done? There's the thing. Warner Bros. Has done a lot. They were the king for at least 2 decades, which is not easy to do for studios. It's hard for them to maintain that sort of dominance for a long time.
I think they own Sesame Street.
Warner Bros. Fucking, just ripping it up with everything you own at the moment. Jesus Christ.
There you go. Make your own cinematic universe with Sesame Street. And it... Actually, that sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Actually, let's just quickly take a look what the highest grossing movies are.
Well, I mean, their top one is Dark Knight.
Yeah,
which-
Dark Knight Rises, Wonder Woman, Harry Potter Part 2, American Sniper was one of those.
There you
Dawn
go.
of Justice, Suicide Squad, It, Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, The Hobbit, Harry Potter, Inception, Harry Potter, Man of Steel,
Matrix.
Hangover, Gravity,
Hangover.
Hobbit, I Am Legend. Oh yeah, I like
There you
I Am
go.
Legend. So yeah, I think that's the thing. Warner Brothers is just such a
But that's North America.
yeah. Internationally, it's not too different by the looks of things.
Well, no, it's mostly Harry Potter still.
Yeah, Harry Potter is number
It's
one.
all Harry Potter.
Yeah, I think that's just sort of
And Sherlock Holmes.
yeah. They
There
did
you go.
Sherlock Holmes, yeah. I think they confirmed they're planning on doing a third one now.
Yeah, but then they didn't say when.
Yeah.
So
They're thinking about it. It's not confirmed that they're doing it. Yeah, I think that's the thing is I know Warner Bros. Really wants to do DC because they want to cash on the superhero stuff. Problem is when one company's already doing it and doing it so well, no one wants another one.
no,
So
really.
honestly, I think they should just stop with DC and I would even go as far to say, if I worked at Warner Bros., say I apologize to the actors. Look, we're going to try and find you some other movies that with great parts and other franchise films you could keep appearing in. Like Sherlock Holmes, like It, like all those, and say you can be part of those universes.
Yeah.
Because those are good enough to, in my opinion, reel in some of those actors. And if they wanted to do superhero movies, just do standalone ones, one-offs, one-shots. Nothing more than that, I'd say. We
Sounds about
apologize
right.
for the noise if you can hear that, which you probably can.
Today of all days.
Okay, I think that's sort of what we can really talk about.
Yeah,
More
and
so.
that's practically all the time we have as well.
Yeah. So there we go.
Thank you very much for
Watch
watching again. We hope that you still don't have to like Warner Brothers currently because they're still doing pretty bad.
Yeah.
But at least respect them a little bit more and take
Yeah.
stuff into consideration.
Yeah, because they did already so much that influenced the film industry. And also, I think all we could say at the moment is we just need to be patient because Warner Brothers will get their act together. They will.
Yeah,
They're too
eventually they
big
will.
with so much potential that I think, like we said, every studio has their big moment in the spotlight. Every studio has their slump. That's the thing. You look at a few years ago. Other than the animated stuff, what was Disney doing? Pretty much nothing. To be
Barely.
honest. Like early 2000s, all they could really do is produce some animated
Disney
movies
Channel stuff.
and Disney Channel stuff. But other than that, they didn't have any big movies that were really competing with anyone. They didn't have us at their
No,
own.
most of the films that they had weren't actually that good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Disney heavily relied on animated stuff to keep them in the running, which was still big enough and good enough. They knew kids; those are always money makers, but they weren't top contenders for a while until they finally started doing Marvel. So I
There you
think that's
go.
all we need to say is just be patient. Warner Brothers, it will have its day again, and that means DC will. If you're a DC fan, they'll have its day again, and hopefully we'll get some more new original movies out of Warner Brothers.
Sure, hope so.
Yeah.
And not a Matrix TV show.
Oh, no. Please, no. You're already doing Lord of the Rings, which is already cool enough. I don't want Matrix.
It's too much.
It's too much. Because, let's be honest, the first Matrix was good. It did go downhill very quickly after
Very
that.
quickly.
It went very quickly
Very
downhill.
badly. Yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you very much.